What's up, you guys? For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Paxton, recording artist, writer, arranger, producer. And for those that do know who I am, you know that I spend a lot of time talking and expressing my emotions through music. This video is not about music. It's not about a record I'm putting out. It's not about a new single or anything like that, or anybody I'm working with. But I wanted to do this video about relationships. I was just seeing a crazy trend in relationships and people seeming to throw relationships away, long-term relationships that have been a significant part of their lives for a long period of time. I mean, granted, I get it. If you're having issues and physically this person is putting their hands on you, then you gotta go. There's nothing you can do, you know what I mean? Infidelity, things like that. And even those things, I've been in relationships where the person was cheating and I still forgave them, you know what I mean? Sometimes you go over the top with somebody you love because you believe in the relationship. But when you get older, it starts to not make sense because, and it should make sense because you've been through so much. And this message is for everybody, young and old, because young people can learn something from this as well when an older person speaks about a relationship, because truly it doesn't change from young to old. Understanding that the cycle is similar, it's all the same. But life has patterns. Everything we do is based off of patterns. When you understand that pattern, you're able to either control the things you say or do, or you can control those things that happen to you because you learn that pattern of that particular situation. Now, when you're in love with someone, you will go over and beyond some of the things that most people would think would be things that they wouldn't do. And those that have been in love, you understand what I'm saying. You will do things that you probably would never imagine you would do. You would accept things that you probably would imagine you would never accept as a person. And love will make you do these things, right? This conversation is kind of sort of about that a little bit, but more so, once again, about a trend that I've been seeing in relationships. Right now, I've been through it. I'm sure everybody watching this has been through it as well. But I call it the throwaway society. And the reason why I call it the throwaway society, because it's so easy now for people to be done with a relationship. Now, don't get me wrong, because there's a double-edged sword with this. Once again, if you're going through things that seem to be things that are going to affect the future of your relationship, very bad things, like things that you just know you can't solve the problems with, or you can't seem to combat it with a conversation, then you got to do what you got to do. There's nothing you can do, right? But if this is just a situation where a person just wants to mess with somebody else and they want to throw you away because they want to mess around with somebody else, it's a cycle. You're going to repeat that cycle again, man or woman. I have noticed, and ladies, I'm not beating up on you guys. This conversation is going to be a balanced conversation. What I notice about my beautiful ladies all around the world is it's easy for a woman can be with a man for 30 years. And I say this from experience. From experience. A woman can be in a relationship with a man for 30 years and wake up one day and that button's turned off and she's done. And a lot of times there's a reason. Sometimes there might not be a reason, but women have the power to give powerful love, and they have the power to cut you off like that. Men were lovers by nature. I mean, you're granted, I got male friends who are married, who have mistresses. I'm just keeping it 100. I have male friends who are married, who have 2 or 3 women, but I've never seen them leave their wife. Now, I'm not condoning for a man to have that many relationships, but if we want to go biblical, we can get into a whole nother conversation about how many wives a man should and could have, or would, or maybe. But I'm just talking about logistics of how things are. I got male friends who have been friends of mine a long time, who are married, and they have mistresses, and they're very successful men, and they have their mistresses on the side, and the mistresses know about the wife, but the wife might not know about the mistress. What's my point? These men haven't left their wives, and they've been with them, some of them 25, some of them 30 years. But women have the power to just, the ability, and I've just always been shocked about it. And, you know, things like this help me write songs, and I come up with these beautiful songs because these songs I write because I imagine this perfect world in my mind of how relationships can be and should be. And so I write these songs manifesting these things into a reality, because that's what I see when I see a relationship. When I write a song and the things you hear me write, that's my way of manifesting what I want into my own personal life and relationship. But I think as adults, it's something that we need to get a hold of right now, men and women, is our compassion to love one another. And our compassion not to walk away when times get tough, when things get crazy, when you think that you might want someone else. Sometimes it's an illusion. Men have a tendency, I'm gonna talk about my men. Men can get into women's head. They will say things that you think you want to hear, but you've heard those things from your man already. Things that you think you haven't heard, but these are things you've already heard, sweetheart. I'm just being honest with you. Like, I'm talking to my ladies right now. Men will say things to you that you've already heard from your man, from the person that loves you, and another man will come along, and if you're having a weak spot in your relationship, they'll say something to you, and you think that that's the best thing since sliced bread. It's all an illusion. It's an illusion. Not only is it an illusion, it is a distraction at the highest level, at the highest frequency level. At the highest level, there is that distraction. I had to get on here today because I'm always talking about music, but I said I need to share some of the things that are really on my mind besides music, you know. And I'm not on here ranting. This is just a really dear subject and topic that's dear to my heart, because I see it all the time and I've been through it. And I said, man, I need to talk about this because there's a problem in our community of men and women that seem to feel like they can just call it quits after years of being with each other. And this is just not good. Analyze your situation. If a person's not beating on you, they're not abusing you, money can be worked out. Men can make more money. Women can make more money. But if a person's beating on you, I'll be honest, that's something that, hey, I'm not going to tell you to stay with somebody. You know, you probably got to leave. Honestly, not probably. It's probably something you need to consider. But if it's not a person beating on you, a woman's not beating on you, or a man's not beating on you, then this is something that can be worked out. Because honestly, you've been with somebody so long, you jump ship, go be with another person. I've seen this too many times. Then 2-3 years later, even sometimes 10, that person and that person that they were in a relationship with, they end up back together again. What was the purpose? What was the purpose of the 2-year separation, 3-year, 10-year? Because you wanted to mess around? You wanted to sleep around? A man can have the longest or the shortest. A woman can have the deepest or the tightest. At the end of the day, a woman will leave a man. It doesn't matter how dope the stroke is. A woman will leave a man. So none of that really matters. When a man is done with a woman and he's tired of whatever he's going through, he will leave a woman. So it's like, my point, it's like the love has to go deeper than physical or financial. Although there's people that feel like if you don't have the physical, I mean, because it's weird. Some people want to have sex or the money or both. And if you don't have one or the other, it affects the relationship. If you guys are getting to relationships because of the money or because of the physical element, it's not going to last from Jump Street. Right there. It has to be from the heart. In order for something to last for infinity, as long as you're on this earth, you gotta dig deeper. I'm tired of seeing people in their 40s and 50s and even late 30s be with somebody so long, and all of a sudden I look up and my friends telling me, oh, we're not together no more. After 10 years, 15 years, what happened? What could have happened to separate you guys? Like I said, I understand if a person's getting abused. I'm not talking to those that are getting abused. You need to go. But for the ones that relationships are being left because of sex or money or just stupid stuff. The house ain't clean. You left this here. You left people bickering and picking with each other. Let me show you something. If tomorrow was your last day and you're arguing with somebody today, and tomorrow they told you you had cancer and you had 1 week to live, you wouldn't be thinking about the person you're gonna cheat with. You wouldn't be thinking about doing anybody wrong. You wouldn't be thinking about talking crazy to anyone. You would be thinking about making peace with all those you love. And that person that was there for you, you would want them right by your side. Not that other person that you was flinging around with. You wouldn't be concerned with that person. Matter of fact, you probably wouldn't even pick the phone up because you'd be solid with that person that's been by your side. All I'm saying, folks, is we have to be a little bit more conscious with how we operate in our relationships with our significant other or the person we're married with. We gotta be careful, man, because karma is coming back faster than it's ever have in life. I'm not joking with you. I'm sure everybody watching this knows. Karma is coming back the next day, the next 20 minutes, the next 30 minutes, the next week. This is a conversation I'm having with my adults, and it applies to the younger folks for the future of their relationship. Be conscious. Don't operate in the new world of how relationships are and you with somebody for so long and you decide to throw them away. You're only throwing yourself away because it's a pattern that you will continue to repeat. I'm just telling you the truth. Either you learn now or you learn later when it's too late. Listen, Stone Paxton, I got love for all you guys. Love for all those that come to my page and show me love. My page is about love. My music is about love and peace and harmony and just all those great things that make life the best that it could be. Just remember what I'm saying. Like, just think, if you take the time and think 10 times, there's something my mother used to say, before you make a mistake, if you think 10 times, more than likely you won't make the mistake. I've used that and based my life off of what my mother used to tell me. Listen, I love you guys, man. Nobody's perfect in life, men or women, but we can learn to truly love each other on a surreal level to where it surpasses any negativity and it rises to infinity. Peace and love, blessings, Stone Paxton, and I'm out, you guys. She keeps on leaving, she's gone. Baby, stop loving me. Most men don't pay attention. She needs love and not to mention. You're always talking on your phone. When she's with you, she's alone.